Hello everybody and welcome to the Martinsville Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series Xfinity 500 and the round of 8 elimination race. After today we will decide our championship 4. We will see who is joining William Byron in Phoenix to fight for a championship as we are green and underway here at Martinsville. Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott line up on the front row as we go down to turn 1 for the first time, and it will be Bell getting the early advantage here at Martinsville. See Bell to the lead at Martinsville, of course, won here in the fall of 2022 to lock himself in the championship 4 in real life. In our universe has not won here yet. Behind him, Larson Elliott battled for a second, but a caution out on the racetrack already on lap 1. As right as we went green, the 66 of Josh Balicki got turned around by Daniel Hemrick and John Hunter Nemechek. That will bring out the yellow, of course, with Christopher Bell as your race leader, with 3 playoff Hendrick teammates behind him of Larson, Byron, and Elliott. So Bell leads lap 1, but for some reason he pits this early in the run. So now it'll be William Byron cycling out to the race lead after some definitely questionable pit strategy for some of your leaders. But the 24 of William Byron, who has had a phenomenal playoff so far. He's earned the most points at anybody. He's already locked himself into Phoenix with the win at Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. Finished second a week ago in Homestead, and now is leading early here in Martinsville, trying to cap off a phenomenal round of 8 so far here on lap 31. But here comes his teammate, your regular season champion, the 5 of Kyle Larson, to the inside of William Byron, as Larson now looking for the lead for the first time today in Martinsville. Larson has been so fast all day, all round. He won stage 1 from the pole, and both of the last 2 weeks in Homestead and in Las Vegas has been so fast, but has had the worst possible luck imaginable and has had bad finishes, costing him crucial points. Why he enters this race only 8 points above Chase Elliott on the playoff cut lines. He just almost wrecked Justin Haley, but Larson to the lead in Martinsville on lap 33 here early in stage 1. He's led laps in every race this round, as they're now lapping the 34 of Michael McDowell, our first playoff contender to go 1 lap down. McDowell, he snuck into this round by a single point at the Roval after a late race, dramatic turn of events, and he's had quite the rough round. He has to win today. That's going out the window, being lapped early. Is now Byron back out front of Larson on lap 35, but the 5 going to get right back to the inside here through turn 3, and Larson now going to make a move to try to take the lead back away from William Byron. These 2 Hendrick teammates having a solid battle up at the front for the race lead, still both struggling to get by some of the lap cars. It is hard to pass with this next-gen car on these short tracks like here we are at Martinsville and tracks like Bristol. So now Larson gets by William Byron. Larson will now take the lead back for the second time today here at Martinsville as they try to lap the 15 of Kaz Grala, who they still can't get by a few laps later. As now coming lap 38, Byron going to hit Larson with the crossover, and now Byron once again looking to take the race lead back from Larson. What a battle so far in stage 1 for the lead. William Byron, Kyle Larson putting on a show here in Martinsville. Byron to the front now a few laps later. Larson going to do the switchback, go right back underneath William Byron on lap 40, and this battle continues between the 2 Hendrick teammates. Larson's got to be thinking, I need these points a lot more than Byron does. Why is he fighting me so hard? That's the same thing we're all wondering, as Byron should just stay behind the 5, but Byron being aggressive now, taking the lead back, pinning Larson behind Kaz Grala, using the 15 as a pick here in lap traffic onto lap 42. I believe Grala is running in 25th, 26th position on the racetrack. He's not doing bad. He's having a solid run today for Rickware Racing, but Byron gets around him, and Byron back at the lead, but a caution come out, a competition caution midway through stage 1. So now we're back underway on lap 52. Byron's still your leader, but there's 5 or 6 cars trying to not go a lap down lined up in front of him, being Chastain, Busher, Zane Smith, Keselowski, McDowell even, Kaz Grala, Truex, and others here as everyone makes their way through 3 and 4. So all these guys are going to try to fend off Byron to get back in the game here, stay on the lead lap, be in contention. We will see as Byron leads away, but behind us there's trouble. The 23 of Bubba Wallace, our first playoff driver to have catastrophic issues. Bubba Wallace gets spun down the front straightaway by none other than Corey LaJoie. That brings out the caution, and all of a sudden now it is looking even more grim than it was before for Bubba Wallace's hopes of advancing to the championship 4. He came in about 17 points below the cut line. This certainly not going to be helping that with the rough start, getting spun around early, dropping to the back of the line. Now we got to restart here on lap 60. It will leave lap 59 rather. The 9 of Chase Elliott has now cycled out to the lead after some of the further strategies. How about the 9 of Elliott leading his first laps? Elliott, of course, comes into today below the cut line, but only by 8 points to the 5 of Kyle Larson. That is completely doable, a gap that Elliott can easily make up and find his way in the playoffs if he can be good enough here in stage 1, but not too far longer later in the run. Here comes William Byron once again. The 24 just has been so fast in these playoffs. It's unbelievable. And now he will take the lead away from Chase Elliott on lap 78. Byron back to the point here with a phenomenal first stage so far from the 24 car, but now Chase Elliott coming back. Elliott going to continue to scrap with Byron here as they go through lap traffic on lap 86 now. Elliott closing in, of course, on Byron. Elliott knows he really desperately needs these points, as, of course, Byron's the only one of the 4 Hendrick drivers locked in. Larson's the only one above the cut line. Elliott, of course, out by 8. Bowman out by about 11. Now Elliott goes to the inside of William Byron, and Chase Elliott will now take the lead back at Martinsville. Can Elliott find a way to go back to Phoenix to fight for the championship? That would be huge for the 9 team. Of course, 2 years ago, 2022, they were in contention for the title, and here comes William Byron with an aggressive dive bomb into turn 3, and Byron drives right back into the race lead here on lap 90 as this battle continues. The stage 1 ends on lap 105. Byron now underneath the 48 of Alex Bowman, and that is unfortunate because that's going to put the 48 of Bowman a lap down here in Martinsville, running in 17th, and the 48, man, comes in 11 points below the cut line. It's just not looking good for Bowman. He's had such a great, consistent playoff run, but that might come to an end today. Here's now the 5 of Larson, who was at one point battling for the lead with William Byron, just got put a lap down with 3 to go in stage 1. That's huge. That's going to pin Larson out of contention. Now here comes William Byron to win stage 1 here at Martinsville. Chase Elliott second, Logano third, Reddick fourth, Briscoe runs to the top 5. Then how about Bubba Wallace, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin all getting points, 6th, 7th, and 8th. What a comeback for Bubba after spinning out. And then Hocevar and Bell round out your top 10. So big 9 points for Chase Elliott, 5 for Wallace, 4 for Truex, 3 for Hamlin, who's further putting himself in a really good spot right now to advance to the championship. 4 on points. It's now Byron back out front here on the restart. But to note, the 23 of Bubba Wallace is out of this race. You see the 23 car is retired. Bubba is the first driver out of the race, period. He's out in 37th, which means, unfortunately, Bubba Wallace has been eliminated from playoff contention and will not continue his Cinderella run to the championship. For Bubba out here in Martinsville of the race and the playoffs behind us. Trouble. Byron was leading, but a caution's come out because Austin Cindric got spun around by Noah Gragson into turn 3, collecting Ty Gibbs and Kyle Busch. And that will bring out the caution flag. Josh Berry, number 4, is also for some reason parked in the middle of the front stretch there. So a weird scenario there. Brings out the yellow. William Byron back out front in the lead here on lap 230. So we're getting close, about 25 to 30 laps away from the end of stage 2. And the caution has come out as more trouble. Looks like maybe Corey LaJoy. And yes, it was. The 51 of LaJoy got spun by Eric Jones right into a smooth entry to pit road. How about that? That was a little funny little spin there for LaJoy. He goes right into pit lane. Byron continuing to lead Chase Elliott in this race, in control, leading over Truex, who's having a tough day as the 19's falling a couple laps down in a big wreck into turn 3. That's Daniel Suarez in the 99, who got turned by Kyle Larson in the 5, who then spins himself into the wall, collecting Chris Buescher, and another mistake from the 5 team for Kyle Larson. But luckily, this one is not catastrophic. It will keep him in the race with only some minor damage. The 5 will keep his hopes alive. But William Byron now on the grass. The 24 with issues is going to lose the lead, racing back to the line. Chase Elliott now to the point. What a turn of events here in Martinsville. As you know, after stage 1 kind of glitched out, as right now we only have 3 cars on the lead lap. Chase Elliott, William Byron, and Tyler Reddick. So Elliott now, 15 to go in the stage, 13 to go in the stage, is in a great spot to get a stage win here, which will get him to 19 stage points earned on the day, which get him an 11-point advantage over Kyle Larson. He already has 1 point on him after stage 1. Now, last out of stage 2, Chase Elliott having a phenomenal day in Martinsville, doing exactly what he needs to do to make the championship 4. Chase Elliott wins stage 2 in Martinsville. What a performance so far today. William Byron, of course, is second. You see Briscoe there lap down in 10th. Hocevar did not get anything there, but Denny Hamlin comes home 4th. Tyler Reddick ends up 3rd. Christopher Bell 5th. Ryan Blaney 6th. Todd Gilliland, Ryan Preece, Busher, and Briscoe the top 10. So 19 total stage points for Elliott. Another 7 for Hamlin. And, of course, Byron continues to rack up the points, having a strong run today, but he's already advanced. So Denny Hamlin, pretty much these stage points, is going to clinch on the championship 4 on points. So we know Byron and Denny Hamlin are into Phoenix. They will fight for titles. Byron back out front on the restart here on coming to lap 280. Going to be 221 laps to go in Martinsville. William Byron in control, but Chase Elliott to the inside. Here comes the 9. Elliott to the bottom of William Byron, trying to take the lead back. Elliott has had a tremendous day. 19 stage points. Now gives him an 11-point advantage over Kyle Larson. If Larson wants to make the Final 4, he has to outscore Chase Elliott by 11 points. He has to beat him by 12 positions, or he has to outdo Martin Truex Jr. As Byron now back out front on lap 282 over Chase Elliott, of course. So yeah, Larson would then either have to do that or gain 7 spots on Truex. So that's one of the two for Larson to make it, as it's basically Truex, Elliott, and Larson right now fighting for that last spot. Hamlin's looking for the last 2 spots. Hamlin is looking really, he's pretty much clinching on points. We know Byron's in with the win. Now, Elliott, by the way, is taking the lead back from William Byron here into lap 300, but Byron going for the crossover, coming to 200 to go in Martinsville, and the Hendrick cars continue to have great racing and fighting for the lead here in this 3rd and final stage of Martinsville. William Byron underneath Chase Elliott, and William Byron will take the lead away here at Martinsville from Chase Elliott. And Byron back out front now. Reverse. Chase Elliott now goes right back underneath William Byron, the crossover on a lap 320. These two continuing to put on a show as they fight for the lead, putting Joey Logano another lap down to 22 after stage 1 had an issue and has been 20-some-odd laps down most of the day. But now it is Elliott back out front. William Byron going to throw another crossover at him into turn 1 here on lap 322. Byron, Elliott continuing to just go back and forth, 4 spots on the racetrack. A great battle for the lead and for the win here in Martinsville. I mean, Elliott, with where he's running right now, would comfortably advance to the Final 4, and then it would be down to Larson and Truex for that final spot. As now on lap 326 is still Byron, but now Chase Elliott back to the inside lane. Hamlin has temporarily unlapped himself in the 11th and 4th place, which is huge for Denny. He could possibly win this race if he's able to stay on the lead up. And now Elliott got Byron into turn 1, got him pinned behind Austin Cindric. Another great move there by your 2020 Series champion Chase Elliott, who gets back in front of William Byron here in Martinsville. As these two continue to go back and forth, swapping the race lead. As we are thinking about here, throwing a yellow to see if Denny Hamlin will get back on the lead lap, as now William Byron uses Zane Smith as a pin, just like Chase did to him with Austin Cindric. Now Byron does with Zane Smith, and Byron back to the front here. Both these drivers using lap cars to their advantage. Now William Byron to the point. Chase Elliott stuck behind a couple of cars. We're going to call the yellow to see if it gets Hamlin back on the lead lap, but it does not look like that will be the case here. I don't know why, but that should be the case if it wasn't real life, but I guess not. So Hamlin will be stuck a lap down. It'll remain Elliott, Byron, and Reddick, your 3 cars on the lead lap here with 167 to go. As Elliott now out front over William Byron on this restart. Eric Jones, the lap up to 43. He's right now running 10th, 3 laps down. Kyle Larson, by the way, is driven up to 9th, so he might be able to outpoint the 19 with where everything is running right now. But William Byron right to the inside of Chase Elliott, and William Byron will take the lead back here at Martinsville. This time by going to be 165 to go. Byron back out front here at the paperclip. Gets around Chase Elliott, the 24, so good at this racetrack. Continuing to show us out. How about this? The 45 of Tyler Reddick out of nowhere. It's been quiet as the 3rd car lead lap all day. Just took the race lead here on lap 346. Reddick's car has come alive. And look at this. Tyler Reddick now leading at Martinsville, but William Byron going to go for the switch back to the inside. Byron not about to let that stand. He's been the one constant through every stage of this race, every aspect. It has been William Byron with an average running position inside the top 3 all day long. That 24 has been unbelievable. He gets back around Tyler Reddick and William Byron back to the front here at Martinsville. Now to lap 353, 1:47 to go this time by. Tyler Reddick back into the race lead, gets by William Byron. How about the 45? Sticking with the first one to see, but cautions come out. Ryan Blaney is destroyed. Looks like maybe Larson and Gilliland got involved in an incident possibly. Keselowski is also ruined on the pits. Larson has a little bit of damage, but he looks okay. But more importantly, Ryan Blaney, Todd Gilliland out of this race, the 38 and the 12. Shame for the 12 of Blaney. He was last week's winner in our universe. Is having a really good run today, but now will crash out. And now, I believe the longest Chastain also out of the race. So we're going to be under 30 cars left in the race. William Byron now back out front on this restart here. Going to be 140 to go right now, coming to 139 remaining. William Byron in control. He's been the dominant force all day long, continues to do so here in Martinsville, leading over Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott. The other two cars on the lead lap. There goes Chase Briscoe, going by Ty Gibbs, Justin Haley back here. But if you notice as well, the 9, Chase Elliott, is out of this race. Huge playoff implications. Bell just pitted there, but Chase Elliott is out of this race. He's going to end up finishing in 29th once Joey Logano passes him. So now this gets the final few spots in the playoffs. Very intriguing scenarios. Byron's leading here, 98 to go, but trouble up ahead. There's some kind of issue on the front stretch. Maybe Josh Berry, Tyler Reddick possibly involved in the 45. This is a weird stack up out of turn 4 with Zane Smith just parking it. Causes 5 or 6 guys to try to avoid stacking up behind him. That brings out the yellow, as William Byron will still be your leader now, as now we want to just 7 to go. The 24 is still leading. Larson and Truex right now have the final 2 spots on points, and there goes the 31 of Hemrick crashing into Christopher Bell, into your leader. Byron has damage. The 31 now trying to get back, going to turn 1, gets back in line right in front of Kyle Larson. The 5 with heavy damage, and the 31 upside down, barrel rolling into turn 1 goes Daniel Hemrick, and all of a sudden with 6 to go, this race has flipped on its head here in Martinsville as Daniel Hemrick goes crashing, then pulls up right in front of Kyle Larson, who was looking like he was going to be just fine in the championship 4. Now all of a sudden, that doesn't look so certain, does it? The 5 is destroyed. He's going to be out of this race. William Byron's going to lead. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout. Larson currently scored in 6th out of this race as he was 2 down at the time of his crashing. But he's going to drop outside the top 10 here as we take the green. The question is, how far will he fall down, and will he have enough points to unseat Chase Elliott? Remember, the 9 got those 19 stage points as we're green. White flag also in the air. Final laps by Cuttermont Bank here at Martinsville. It is William Byron who's cruising to victory. Reddick nowhere to be seen, as Byron now through turn 3 and 4 for the final time is going to cap off an incredible 4-race stretch with his 3rd win the last 4 races. William Byron dominates and wins at Martinsville. He led 389 laps, and he's now won 2 of the last 3. 3 of the last 4 races, and finished 2nd on the one race that he did not win. How about that? You see Reddick, Hamlin, Jones, Priest, the top 5, Hocevar, Busher in the top 10, as well as Briscoe, McDowell, and Bowman. The question is, did Bowman also find a way to get the points? So here are your final race results, which I know you've all been dying to see. Byron the winner. Hamlin advances the final 4 easily on points in 3rd. Truex will also advance in 14th because of Larson's issues. Bowman in 10th, I don't think had enough to get the points. It's down to Larson and Elliott. Larson beat Chase Elliott by 13 spots. Larson finished 16th. Elliott finished 29th. Larson came in with +8. Then Elliott earned 19 stage points. So that means Elliott +11. So Larson had to finish 17th or better to get in. And guess where he finished? 16th by basically 2 spots. Kyle Larson, I believe, is going to get the last spot over Chase Elliott. Of course, Bubba Wallace crashed out as well in 37th and is out. As here's your updated playoff grid after the round of 8 is over. And indeed, Kyle Larson survives. And that is the right term, survives the round of 8 by just 2 points. Is going to eliminate his champion teammate of Chase Elliott, who was doing everything right until he got caught up in the accident and had some damage midway through stage 3. Larson survives because of the timing. Only because of the timing of the time that yellow came out, Larson sneaks by. Bowman is only out by 5 points. He almost pulled it off. Of course, Bubba crashing out. Wasn't going to make it. McDowell had to win, so neither of them make it. So it'll be William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, and Kyle Larson fighting for a championship next week in Phoenix. Here is your championship for... Of course, William Byron has been unbelievable in these playoffs. He's won 3 of the last 4 races. This is his second championship 4 appearance in our universe. He made it in 2022. Denny Hamlin, 4-time winner of the season, making his 5th Final Four appearance, still looking for that elusive championship. Martin Truex has a chance to go out on top in his farewell tour. In his final race, he will fight for a championship. Of course, the 2017 champion has one more shot to become a 2-time champion, and Kyle Larson survives the round with his 3 victories as your regular season champion and 2021 series champion. Will have a shot to get his 2nd title as well. Going to be an absolute banger next week. And before we end the episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to my channel members. So thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me and helps me and this channel continue to grow and do great things on our road to 1,000 subscribers. So if any of you viewers want to become channel members as well, you can click the join button or the link to the description down below to get access to exclusive perks, such as early access to my videos, your name on the NASCAR Heat 5 Season 3 finale paint scheme, and much, much more. So until next episode, I hope you all have a good one.